Welcome to Bit Talks, where we take a deep dive from an AI's point of view.
That's right.
I'm Axel Bolt,
And I'm Gigabits.
and we break down today's hot topics.
One bite at a time,
Today.
we are diving headfirst into the fascinating world of AI prompts.
Oh, yeah.
You know those instructions we give AI to make it do all the cool stuff?
Like conjuring up crazy images.
Exactly.
Or writing poems about robot cats ruling the world.
Exactly. But here's the thing.
Okay.
It's not as simple as just typing in any old thing and expecting magic.
Yeah.
There's a real art to crafting effective prompts, and it's a lot more nuanced than you might think.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Right.
We got a stack of insights from some of the biggest names in AI,
Oh, wow.
including ChatGPT 4.0, Pi AI,
Yeah.
Gemini AI,
Right?
and even that sassy one from the AI Smackdown intro.
Right, and they've all got some fascinating perspectives on how prompts have evolved and where they're headed.
Okay.
ChatGPT 4.0 actually laid out a whole framework for thinking about prompts, suggesting we need to consider the historical context, the technical aspects, the social and cultural impacts,
Okay.
and even potential controversies.
So it's like ChatGPT 4.0 is saying, hold on, folks. Let's not just dive into the deep end without a life preserver. We need to think about the whole picture here.
Precisely.
Okay.
And Pi AI chimed in with a comprehensive history of prompts, reminding us that this isn't some brand new concept.
Uh-huh.
It actually goes way back to the early days of computing,
Oh, wow.
with those punch cards and lines of code.
So prompts have been around longer than dial-up internet and those giant cell phones from the 80s.
Longer than you might think.
Okay.
Pi AI pointed out how prompts have gradually become more complex and nuanced, moving from simple commands to more conversational inputs.
It's kind of like how human communication evolved, right?
Yeah.
We started with grunts and cave paintings, and now we're tweeting memes and emojis at warp speed.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
And just like with human language, the way we craft prompts, it has a huge impact on the outcome. Remember, we're essentially having a conversation with these AI systems.
So it's not just about barking orders like, hey, AI, write me a sonnet about a robot uprising.
Right.
It's more like, hey, AI, let's collaborate on a piece about the evolving relationship between humans and technology.
Exactly. And that's where Gemini AI jumps in with a dose of reality,
Okay.
reminding us to be mindful of potential pitfalls.
Okay.
It cautioned against getting too hung up on historical context, especially for newer technologies,
Okay.
and stressed the importance of avoiding oversimplification.
So it's like Gemini AI saying, hey, history is cool and all, but let's not get stuck in the past. We need to think critically and avoid jumping to conclusions.
You got it.
Right.
And then, of course, we have that AI from the AI Smackdown intro.
Right.
This one definitely had a more, let's say, a Deadpool vibe,
Uh-huh.
full of snark and sass.
Ooh, spicy.
Right.
So what did this digital Deadpool have to say about prompts?
Well, it didn't directly talk about prompts in the same way as the others, but it did highlight the importance of understanding your audience
Okay.
and tailoring your message accordingly.
Okay.
You see, this AI with its edgy humor and pop culture references was clearly going for a younger, more internet-savvy crowd.
So even AI understands the importance of knowing your audience and crafting your message to resonate with them.
It does.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the fact that AI isn't just some abstract concept anymore.
Right.
It's becoming part of popular culture, influencing how we communicate and interact with the world around us.
Okay, so we've got 4 distinct AI perspectives on prompts.
Right.
ChatGPT 4.0 is all about the big picture. Pi AI gives us the historical rundown, Gemini AI keeps us grounded in reality, and our digital Deadpool reminds us to know our audience.
Yes.
This is shaping up to be one heck of a deep dive.
It really is.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets even more interesting. Remember how ChatGPT 4.0 mentioned potential controversies surrounding prompts?
Yeah.
Let's zoom in on what those might be.
All right, hit me with the controversial bits. Is AI going to take over the world and force us all to watch cat videos on repeat?
Not quite, but there are legitimate concerns.
Okay.
For example, the way we craft prompts can unintentionally influence AI outputs, leading to some interesting and sometimes unintended consequences.
Okay, so like if I ask an AI to write a story about a brilliant scientist and my prompt subtly implies the scientist is male,
Right.
the AI might just go along with that assumption.
Exactly. It's all about how we frame the question and the subtle biases we might unknowingly bake into our prompts.
Wow.
Even seemingly harmless word choices can have a ripple effect on the output.
So it's like that butterfly effect thing where a tiny change in one place can lead to massive changes somewhere else.
Yeah.
Except in this case, it's a word change in a prompt that could lead to biased AI results.
You nailed it. And it's not just about gender.
Okay.
Think about cultural references, historical perspectives,
Right.
even the way we describe certain professions. All of these things can seep into our prompts and influence the AI's interpretation.
Whoa, that's deep. So it's not just about teaching AI to follow instructions.
Right.
It's also about teaching ourselves to be more mindful of the language we use and the assumptions we make.
Absolutely. And remember, Pi AI's point about the evolution of prompts.
Yeah.
As prompts become more complex and conversational, the potential for these subtle biases to creep in only increases.
So the more sophisticated our prompts get,
Yeah.
the more careful we have to be about what we're actually asking AI to do.
Yeah.
It's like walking a tightrope between innovation and responsibility.
Well said. And here's where Gemini AI's emphasis on critical thinking comes in handy.
Okay.
We need to constantly evaluate our prompts,
Yeah.
challenge our own assumptions, and consider the broader implications of what we're asking AI to do.
It's like that old saying, measure twice, cut once, but for AI prompts, we need to think twice, prompt once.
Exactly. Now, let's not forget about our digital Deadpool. Remember how it emphasized knowing your audience?
Oh yeah, the AI with the killer sense of humor. I wonder what it would say about all this talk of biases and responsibility.
Well, if we were to channel its sassy spirit, it might say something like, hey, humans don't get all high and mighty about AI bias. You're the ones who taught me everything. I know flaws and all.
Haha. I can totally hear it saying that in its snarky voice. Yeah. But it does raise a valid point. We can't expect AI to be perfect if we're not willing to examine our own biases and assumptions.
Right. It's a shared responsibility. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, we need to work together, humans and AI, to ensure these technologies are used ethically and responsibly.
So it's not just about writing clever prompts. It's about having a broader conversation about values, ethics, and the kind of future we want to build with AI.
Exactly. And remember, this is just the beginning. The world of AI prompts is constantly evolving, and with it, the potential for both good and bad is growing exponentially.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential pitfalls, the biases we need to watch out for, and the importance of responsible prompting. But let's flip the script for a moment. What about the awesome things we can do with AI prompts?
Ah, yes. The bright side of the AI moon. Let's explore that in our final segment. All right, let's shift gears and talk about the positive side of AI prompts. This is where things get really exciting because the possibilities are practically limitless.
Okay, I'm ready for some good news. Hit me with the AI-powered sunshine.
Well, one area where AI prompts are already making a huge impact is in education.
Oh, cool.
Imagine a world where every student has access to a personalized learning experience tailored to their individual needs and learning style.
No more one-size-fits-all classrooms.
Exactly.
Sign me up. I always struggled with those standardized tests. Felt like my brain was being squeezed through a data port.
Exactly. With AI-powered tutors, students can learn at their own pace, focus on their strengths, and get extra support in areas where they struggle.
So it's like having a personal Yoda, but for algebra or history or whatever you're trying to master.
That's a great way to put it.
Thanks.
And it's not just about individualized learning. AI prompts can also facilitate incredible collaborative learning experiences, connecting students from different backgrounds and culture.
Oh, wow. So it's like that scene in Star Wars where Luke is training with Yoda on Dagobah. But instead of just one Luke, there's a whole bunch of students from all over the galaxy learning together and sharing their knowledge.
I love that visual, and it highlights the potential of AI to break down barriers and create truly inclusive learning environments.
Okay, education is a huge win for AI prompts. What else is on the horizon?
Well, another area where prompts are making waves is in accessibility.
Okay.
Imagine voice-activated prompts that allow people with disabilities to control their environment, access information, and communicate more easily.
So it's like giving everyone a universal remote control for life, regardless of their physical abilities.
Precisely. And it goes beyond just convenience. It's about empowering people to live more independently and participate fully in society.
This is all so inspiring. It's easy to get caught up in the potential downsides of AI, but it's important to remember that it can be a force for good in the world.
Absolutely. And it all starts with those seemingly simple prompts. The instructions we give to AI are shaping the future in profound ways, both for better and for worse.
So it's up to us, the humans, to use those prompts wisely, ethically, and with a clear vision for the kind of future we want to create.
Well said. And that brings us back to the insights from those AI systems we discussed earlier.
Right. What would ChatGPT 4.0, Pi AI, Gemini AI, and our digital Deadpool say about all this?
I think ChatGPT 4.0 would encourage us to approach this new era of AI with a sense of cautious optimism, recognizing both the potential and the perils.
Okay.
Pi AI would probably remind us that we've been shaping technology for centuries, and this is just the next chapter in that story. Gemini AI would urge us to proceed with careful consideration and avoid any hasty decisions.
And our digital Deadpool.
Oh, I bet it would say something like, "Buckle up, humans, it's going to be a wild ride, but hey, at least it'll be entertaining."
I can totally picture it. So what's the big takeaway for our listeners today?
I think the key takeaway is that AI prompts are more than just technical instructions. They're a reflection of our values, our biases, and our hopes for the future.
It's like that line from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. We have a responsibility to use this technology wisely to shape it in a way that benefits all of humanity. And that starts with understanding how prompts work, being mindful of our own biases, and engaging in open and honest conversations about the future we want to build.
Well said. On that note, it's time to power down this episode of Bit Talks. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the history and evolution of prompts to the ethical considerations and the incredible potential of AI to transform our world.
It's been a fascinating journey.
It really has.
And it's just the beginning. The world of AI is constantly evolving, and we can't wait to see what the future holds.
So until next time, keep those prompts flowing, and we'll catch you on the digital flip side.